is, in general, sort of overall things that I notice. And obviously you're very talented. I mean, technically, and in music, I think you really have, I can feel that you feel a lot, and that you're trying to express and bring it out as much as you can. So, one thing that crossed my mind when I was listening to you play, when someone is very talented, like obviously you are, try not to rely so much on that natural talent. I think it's really important to develop things that you already have into something bigger, something more. Because I think, of course, obviously you can play this. I think you can get to the point you can play it amazingly, well, musically and technically. But I do feel that okay, I'm going to ask you a couple. Do you practice very slow? Do you practice with the metronome? Sometimes, but not always.
Yeah, this piece in the beginning, but like not usually.
You can see, I can see that, because I can see that because you are so talented, you are so relying on that. But you know the difference between being talented and being really good and playing technically perfectly and playing musically perfectly, those are two different things. And so I think it's important for you to develop it, to get to a point where you will be just amazing. So in both of those. Like I was saying before, practicing very slow is important. When you play sometimes, there are some things that don't come out as clean as they should. It's sort of like it's mumbled, it's not as clean. Articulation and clarity is very important. The way we get there is by practicing slow, is by looking at both of our hands, following our movement, knowing exactly what their hands are doing. Don't just rely on your hands and wherever they want to go, because it's not enough. You have to be the one that is making all that work, because you are behind all that, both here and here. But it all starts here in your head. The reason I'm telling you all this because it's, again, I think as we all can see, it's very talented, but there is things that you have to develop, and I don't want you to just get caught into your talent and stay there, because I think there's more.
It's kind of become lazy.
Well, yeah, a little, yes. I mean, with talented people, yes, it can happen that they will stay there because they think that's enough, or they think they're more talented than the other. Everybody has to work hard for what they will have and where they want to go. So I don't think you're lazy. I think you just are very honest. I really appreciate that.
No, but a few things because I didn't practice, it's kind of frustrating. But I agree totally.
It's really, it can be frustrating because you don't feel like you're, like, what's happening here? You feel like, I should have worked on this part in the piece, or I could have played it better, and it can become frustrating. So don't get caught into that. You always have to push yourself to do more and more and more, because there's always more to do. The work never really stops. And you will feel better about yourself and about playing and everything. All right. Do you promise to do that? All right. So what happens technically is when you play, you play very fast, which is okay. But don't play to the point where you feel it's too much. Like you're hitting the highest point and you can't go further. It's always better to take it a little bit slower, so you have room to, if something happens or there's a little mistake, or you have room to fix it, and you're not too fast. because in a piece like this, there's always a tendency to rush throughout the piece. So if you take it slower, you will have more room to not to do those things. If you start rushing a little bit, you will have room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's don't always push yourself to the limit. Always start slower, because you will feel more comfortable when you're playing. Okay, so the next thing, technically, please practice slow at home. Practice with the metronome, and make sure you listen exactly what's happening. Listening is very important. You have to train your ear to hear better, because I think you're so used to hearing everything so fast that you always play fast, and then you don't hear what happens when you slow down. And when you slow down something, it sounds completely different. That's when you have to fix all the things, all the technical things that you have to fix. You understand?
Yes.
So at home, you should not even be playing fast. You should always be playing slow. And then gradually increasing the tempo. If you're preparing for a concert or anything, you gradually do it. Don't always play fast. So that's the number 3. Number 4 is the sound. You have to develop your own unique sound. Because every guitarist that you hear and that you like or whatever has their own unique sound. So, but they all developed it over the span of a lot of years. And what it takes is just a lot of listening, a lot of experimentation with your hands, with your nails, with the hand position. But it's one of the most major things that you have to develop is the sound. So those are the things, and then the musicality, the dynamics, that's something that we work on the last. And you also have to, I noticed that there is not much written in the music.
Yeah. About the dynamics or something.
Yeah.
About my playing or about
Yeah,
this
like
work?
just, you usually write dynamics in the music,
Okay.
and you write piano, forte, fortissimo, whatever, and then crescendo. It's good to do that as well, because it really makes you decide exactly what you're going to do musically in this music. So I would suggest you to do that, to write guitar. So all those things together will make you go further, and that's what we want. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's really worth it, especially. So, all right. Let's go from the beginning. I think the beginning, again, the first thing is to start slower. And I want you, when you have those 16 notes, you have to pronounce them better. They have to come out better. It's sort of like a speaker that speaks in front of people, and then it kind of speaks like soft, and then we don't understand it. It's the same thing. You have to clarify things in the music and make it more pronounced better. I thought that the beginning could be a little bit stronger, just very strong forte.
Yeah, my idea was
Yes.
to start not so strong here and get here to the strongest part.
Okay.
I tried, I don't know if I was successful, but that was the idea.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that.
What do you think now, if you think it's not good?
I think it's good. I think it's a good idea. You can do that. You don't have to necessarily start very slow or very loud. I mean, I would personally start loud, but that's just me. I mean, if you want to do this, you can do that. But one of the things you have to do is you have to make us understand what you want to do musically. Because I don't think we really heard that. We didn't really hear your idea of what you want to do.
Okay.
So you have to, again, exaggerate. I talked a lot about this before, how it's important to exaggerate when you play. Because sometimes the idea doesn't come across to a listener, and you have to make it clear to us. If you want to do it, that's fine, but make us understand.
Okay.
Please. Sorry, and do you want to do piano here? Yeah? Okay. So if you want to do that, then do a contrast. Because contrasts are very important. But we have to hear them. Please. little bit, not settled. You're rushing, and there's no sense of rhythm. Also, the rhythm is off. That's why I mentioned the metronome. You have to practice the metronome to have it, because rhythm is also very important. If you're off, then it's music without rhythm is no music. You have to play on time. So also these 16 notes have to be clear. They're a little bit off. So then we have to hear bass. So it has to be more articulated. All those voices together. Okay?
5 more minutes.
Okay. More upper voice. Good. It's better. You're playing very soft now. Is it on purpose or?
Yeah, kind of.
Why you play louder the first time?
Okay, should I play louder?
Yeah, it's a little bit more. I mean, you can play louder here.
Okay. Yeah, usually I used to do that, but my teacher said, no, don't do that. No, but it's okay. I can do that. I think
Well, what do you want to do?
I'm here to learn. I will do that.
But if I tell you exactly that, musically, I think, because you're a performer, you have to decide what you want to do. Because you ultimately, you are the one that is going to play this piece. Your decision is important. And whatever decision you make, you have to stand behind it and say, okay, I want to do this because of this, or because of that reason. So, yeah. So I'm just giving you pointers, but I want you to be the one that is in control. So if you can, it would be nice if you can bring.
Okay.
Also this, it doesn't have to be a rush. You can slow down. So it's practice. Playing fast is not always more impressive than playing slower. It's more impressive to play slower, but articulated and clean. So please. Sorry that we don't have much time, but let's do this over again. Good. That's better. One more thing I have to tell you. You tend to move your hand a lot. Something like that.
Yeah, no, but that was the idea.
Okay.
But the idea was like to do like.
Good. That's
But
fine.
I don't know
If
if it's
fine.
strange. I can change.
If you want to move your hand, that's
Just
fine.
to don't make the phrase the
Yeah.
same all the time. To
Exactly.
make it boring. But
Exactly, but you don't want to alter the sound.
Mhm.
Because what happens if you move your hand too much? You see what happens with the sound?
Yeah.
I'm just exaggerating, you don't play like it, but the sound, every note is different. The quality of every note is different. I'm not telling you to stay in one spot. You can move if you want, but very slightly. Because you don't want to alter the sound. crescendo by staying in one place. You can do that by, it's all in the pressure, which pressure you use with the right hand. You don't have to necessarily move your hand too much. Okay, again, if you want to do this, fine, but don't go too much because I think it's a little bit too much.
Okay, now yes.
And listen to the sound. If you feel like the sound is going in two different places, then it's too much.
Okay.
It's about the control of the sound. And again, you have the control here, and you can do whatever you want. But I want you to experiment with that and try a lot of different sounds.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, I talked a lot, but
No, that's.
these things are important, and I think just these are the pointers. It's up to you where you want to go and what you want to focus on. But the major thing is to always challenge yourself, and that's how you